You're light skinned, you got long hair. I'm sure guys are attracted to you physically. But I'm telling you, but that's the only thing you can elevate. That's the only thing you can elevate.
Mm-hmm. Give me a second.
Oh.
That's okay.
Do you want a hug?
Take your time. It's fine.
You guys are about to witness a 34-year-old virgin get held accountable in a way that was done so respectfully that not only did the women that were there attending this podcast episode agree with, but even women across social media on all platforms also agreed that she was brutally held accountable and didn't like it because she ended up crying. Let's watch.
You're light skinned, you got long hair. I'm sure guys are attracted to you physically. But I'm telling you, but that's the only thing you can elevate. That's the only thing you can elevate.
Mm-hmm. Give me a second.
Oh.
That's okay.
Do you want a hug?
Take your time. It's fine.
For you.
Hey, who's that girl with the super lust? You want a hug? I can give you a hug. Now, you would think that these two guys right here, they would see this woman, they would probably find her to be attractive, right? Like he said, she's light-skinned, she got long hair, she's curvy. We all know that to be true because they're talking about her weight. But the simple truth of the matter is, even if these two men right here would be attracted to this woman and maybe even want to be with this woman, it doesn't change the fact that they recognize that she has some weight on her, and they know that because of their lifestyle of them being in the gym and the possibility that she doesn't go to the gym, that it will be so much easy for her to gain even more weight, especially at the age that she's at. As you get older, when you start getting into them 30s, you ain't burning off that fat as easily as you used to before. And if you ain't practicing certain habits, or haven't been practicing certain habits, then more than likely you will just continue to put on weight as the years progress.
No, he's basically just telling you that.
In a man's eyes, your value is tied to your beauty.
I have no value because I'm not her size.
No, he's not saying that.
No, that is exactly what you're saying. That is exactly what you're saying because you're...
There she go again. You see, even the women are telling her that's not what he's telling you. She is telling us, she done gave us another reason as to the real reason that she is single, unmarried, 34 years old and still a virgin. She's telling on herself. Because what she hears comes out of a man's mouth, the way it goes through her ears and processes in her brain is what's making them dudes run the opposite direction. Because how you hear what I just said that was so clear and you processed it and heard something different. How? Red flag.
You're trying to say that I can't attract the right man because I'm not small enough.
No, he's saying what he's saying.
That's exactly what he's saying.
He's saying...
I could tell her what I'm saying. Let me just tell you. Let me just tell you what I'm saying.
I would let her explain it from
my looks are everything, right? So they're the only thing that matters, right?
That isn't what I said.
They're the thing that matters first and foremost.
That isn't what I said.
For men. Right.
But that isn't, I'm speaking specifically to a certain thing, right? So I said that women advertise themselves. Women don't normally walk up to men, lots of men, and approach them. You don't walk up to every guy you see that's attractive and approach them. The man, and not only that, you would respect it more if a man would approach you. So men approach and women advertise themselves. So from that standpoint, since you're not meeting certain guys, right? So let me finish. Since you're not attracting certain guys that meets your qualifications, that you would want to even have them guys get down on one knee to marry you, if you're not meeting those guys, that means that you need to change something about yourself. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So the one thing that I need to change, you're saying, is just to lose weight.
I'm saying the one thing you need to change is to lose weight and to get in the gym, and you will become more attractive to more men.
It's
based off of beauty.
But that's never been...
You see her looking over at her for the validation. She like, look, you see, he just repeated what I said. He said it. I need to lose weight and now attract more men. What do you think he's been trying to tell you the whole time? It makes me wonder if she's blaming men for the reason why she's still single and 34 years old and unmarried. It's like she can't look within and see that there's some things about her that she could work on. Obviously, one is her weight, and then two, heck, I would even put this before the weight, is her ability to understand what's being said to her. There might have been men in her life, because she said that this wasn't by choice that she's still 34 years old. That means that these men are walking away from her. We're seeing why the men are walking away from her. She's giving them all the reasons to walk away from her. Because what man will want to put up with a woman that's not putting out and is being this difficult to talk to? In the sense that she lacks the understanding of where a man is coming from.
Attractive to more men.
It's
But why do I
It's
need to
based off of beauty.
But that's never been an
Yeah,
issue for
but
me.
big is still beautiful.
But
I've
what
never.
I'm telling
for a
you,
lot
it
of men.
is.
Not for a lot of
this is
men.
this is this is the
I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
That's the
Can
way
I
That's
can
how
I
it is. That's
can
how it
I
is.
can I say
We don't want a
something?
man. Look, we don't look. You just called him short. We don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm sick.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, tall and short kings out there. Appreciate the tall, 6 foot tall man coming to your defense.
It's based off our height. I'm 6'4". He's 5'8". But you said that he's disqualified because he's
But I
5'8".
didn't judge his character.
But okay, but you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you.
Exactly. It's the same thing. If a man doesn't like the weight on a woman, forget your character. You've been disqualified because of your weight. Same thing you do it to the man. Part of the reason why so many men don't even bother to approach women anymore, because the women will disqualify them for a multitude of reasons before they can even see that man's character. And one of it may be because of his height or his looks or his size, or he may look like he don't got no money. Whatever it is, they want to save themselves the hassle of potentially being embarrassed, called a creep, called a weirdo, called a stalker, being laughed at, made fun of, whatever. And a man may look at her and think that she gives off the type of energy of those women. Now, if she was bad as she could be by dropping some weight, some pounds, a man may, you know what? Look, she might turn me down, but I'm going to go ahead and approach her anyway. But like he said, you have to advertise yourself the right way. But like he said, you have to advertise yourself the right way.
But that's not saying.
And we're saying, but
that's-
look, time out. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for. And that's what you have to realize.
But me as a person, I'm not going to qualify for a lot of guys because that's life.
you as a
can I say
person, you're
something?
great. You're.
You don't even
Let's
know
just
me.
say you're
Yeah,
a
I can
virgin.
say
No, let's
something
just say
too.
you're a virgin.
And
Let's
all
just
you've
grant
done
it
is
to
just call me
you.
names.
No, we didn't call you any names. I didn't call you.
You see? Nobody called her names. And she said, y'all sitting here just calling me names. Nobody. Not a single person. I'm telling you, the dudes that she deal with be running away. They're like, what? She just said I called her names? Can't deal with her no more. she got some issues.
Any names.
No,
Names.
can I?
I didn't call you any names. And real quick, you as a person, you have, let's just say you're a virgin. Let's say I believe it. You have sexual temperance.
Why would I lie
You
about
have
that?
that means that you have all these characteristic traits in you that is very good. You're a person of high moral character. That's beautiful. What's on the inside is beautiful. But remember, you advertise yourself and men approach. So you want to display a beautiful outside. Just how beautiful you are on the inside, you want to display the outside. I'm not saying that you're not beautiful. I'm just saying that you can elevate yourself more.
He is saying be what you want to attract.
Exactly.
Not saying that you have to lose. He's not saying that. Is you want a tall, and we're old heads. We're old heads. This is just a fact. I'm almost 40 and I have never been married, and I'm not fine with it. But what are you gonna do? So like for me, one of the things in being Hispanic and my grandma, mommy getting on me is, why are you not married? You're so pretty, mommy, because there's not really men don't want to commit, and they want girlfriend benefits without the commitment. And I ain't doing that.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
I played house for 10 years. So what he's
So it doesn't
saying,
have anything to do with
but
what I
no,
look like.
but what he's saying is, and this
Remember
is
it,
like, and this
Alfred.
is something that I understand exactly what they're saying, because if I want to attract a man with money and all of that stuff, then I have to present myself as such. So like I'm almost 40. I can't compete with an 18-year-old. She could be my daughter. My daughter's 19. I can't compete with that. And I'm not. I cannot bear children. I can't have children. So men my age, they're going to look at that.
You got to be like, listen, little homie,
But
I
you know
get a
what?
guac 3,000
What else
on
can I
deck.
offer? You know what I'm saying? I take care of, I'm petite. I don't work out, but you know what? I should work out. Why? Because I'm at that premenopausal stage in my life where I can gain weight. So taking care of myself physically will not only help me physically, emotionally, and mentally, right?
100%.
So it's not
Yes.
putting you down. It's
I'm
put
uplifting
out
you.
what you want.
No,
to
that's
I
not,
am.
it's not uplifting at all.
I gotta be honest.
truth is
you did it,
uplifting.
but you
You
did
know
it
it.
wrong.
That's not the truth.
Because
See, she was doing good up until this point where she said he did it wrong. No, there's a way that men do it, and there's a way that women do it. When men speak to one another to hold one another accountable, we use very stern tones of voice, and we say it how it is. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it. We ain't gonna feed it to you on a nice little plate and make it look pretty. No, we gonna make it tough, because that's the way that we find to be the most effective in creating actual change in someone's life. There was nothing wrong with how Coley approached this situation and what he told her. Not a thing.
as women, they're emotional.
Okay.
Men are logical.
No, it's how he said it.
Yeah.
It's a
So,
delivery, right?
Let
Yes,
me-
but not even. It's
Okay,
it's,
go sure.
it's not even.
But it was
yeah,
more
a
of an
lot of it is how you said it. Sure,
It's a
Okay.
delivery.
but it's not a. But it's not a. And you know that from speaking to women obviously are emotional and men are pretend not to be.
But we're
Correct.
emotional.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what she said, you
pretend
We're
not
just
to
less
be.
neurotic, meaning that we feel less negative emotions than women.
I know you just pretend not.
Bree,
to
she
be.
got it, Bree.
That's why I was like my.
Yeah, he wasn't putting
Whatever.
you down, girlfriend. No,
No, but like-
Yeah, just to
So-
be
No,
what you
he
want to
was.
achieve.
He
I'll
was.
speak
trying
for
to say
myself.
that.
I was.
You hear? She's saying it. He was putting me down. He was putting me down. He was trying to provide you with advice that you can use to acquire and attract the type of man that will settle down with you. And you took it as him putting you down. Again, telling us why you're still unmarried and a virgin at 34 years old.
Let me just speak for myself.
Okay.
Well, one, when it comes to, how things are said and what is said, you're a woman of faith. Obviously, you're a virgin. You're a 34 virgin. When Jesus, you believe in Jesus. When Jesus was here, when Jesus came to earth, and he was speaking to people and delivering people from evil and saving people and doing all of these miracles, did he curve the way he said something?
No,
No,
there's-
no, let me
there's a thing
finish. Let me
called
finish.
prudence.
Let me finish. Jesus spoke the truth, and sometimes the truth, people can't handle the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. So I'm just speaking the truth to you. It doesn't matter if I try to coddle it,
No
it
one
maybe
said
won't,
coddle.
it won't make a change.
No one said coddle, but there's things prudence.
You could say prudence, right? And maybe you feel that I'm coming at you a certain way because you know that it's truthful.
But that doesn't. No,
It has to be true if you got emotional from it
Right.
I'm upset because
because you know it's the truth.
Exactly.
no.
Maybe
Is it an
Not why.
insecurity? Could it be an insecurity that you have suppressed? Because a lot of times women, we
See, yet another example. I think we might be on the fifth or sixth one of why it is that this woman is still single. She know good and well the reason why she sat here and teared up is because she heard truths, and them truths hurt her feelings. Why else would she be crying? If she was being told a lie and knew it was a lie, she wouldn't be shedding a tear. If she was being told something that she knew did not apply to her, she would not be shedding a tear. She cried because it's true, and she know it's true. But yet she's trying to dig deep and failing to do so but dig deep to try to find something to be combative, to go against what it is that he and the lady next to her are saying, and she can't do it. She's doing a horrible job. She's failing. And that's another reason why she's getting upset with herself. Is because she knows that she doesn't have a really strong point to provide against this logic.
Suppress things, right? And especially at our age, because people do look at us, well, they're single, they're not married, you know, and I admire your discipline. And can I just say something really quick, just
Sure.
to be an encouragement? I had a client, she is Egyptian, 34-year-old virgin. She's Muslim, and I was doing her Brazilian waxing before her wedding. And she was like, Denise, I'm so nervous. And she lost her virginity at her wedding night. She got married January, and her husband bought her a house and the furniture, and at 34 years old, and she waited for the right man. Don't wait for the right man. Be the right woman so that you can attract the right man for you.
Exactly.
That's what
That part.
That's what we
so
were saying.
there's hope for you.
Yeah.
I
There's
don't think
hope
this.
for us.
Okay, I don't want to sound conceited because I'm not conceited, and I know there's always room for improvement. But at the same time, like, no, I'm not perfect, and yes, I can get better in certain areas.
Okay.
All can.
And I
So-
can't deny that. However,
Uh-huh.
I think that more percentage of a larger percentage of the time, I'm not the problem.
Okay. Well, I think
And a
that
lot
is
of
the
it has
problem.
to do with no.
Yo, the way she struggles with holding herself accountable. She just said there's areas in her life where she can improve on a few things. I wish she would have mentioned what those areas were, because she followed with putting the accountability on the man. She says more time than none, she's not the problem. Lady, there's plenty of good men out here. If you're not the problem, then how come you haven't found one of them men yet? There's a good amount of them. Good amount of them. What are you attracting? You just heard this lady sitting right next to you say, become the woman that you need to be for the type of man that you desire. And you still fail to see that you're probably going to end up 68 years old and a virgin because you refuse to become the woman that you need to be for the type of man that's supposed to lock you down. Man, this is ridiculous.
It has to do with, my situation. A lot of men just don't
want to wait.
Let me ask you a question.
Exactly, and that's the
Let
problem.
me ask you a question.
And that's why I took such offense into what you said, because it's sure I can get better, but
They don't want to wait.
yeah.
They don't want to wait. I'm going to be honest with you. And fellas, tell me if I'm wrong. When you get up to this age, right? She's 34, I'm 36, right? If you come across a woman like this that maybe saving herself until marriage, and you're someone that wants to get married, and you done had plenty of play out here, you know what I'm saying? You done got your fix enough times in your life to where you're not even pressed for it anymore. If you came across a woman that was saving herself for marriage, you got along well with her, y'all plan on getting married within the next 6 months to a year, or even would you even be cool with that? Would you be cool with signing up for that? Waiting it out for this woman. You've gotten yours where you needed it. Would you sign up to be in a relationship with a woman that isn't putting out but saving herself for marriage? Comment down below.
Let me ask you a question. So you said that you're taking offense to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I'm saying, how can you take offense to someone that is telling you that you can elevate in certain areas?
Right.
Because you could have said that.
He did.
I literally said that. I said there's many different men, and I broke it down. I said men has to he's 5'8", so that means that he's got muscles. He had to get in the gym, or he would have been a skinny 5'8" dude.
But
And I
this
was-
He wouldn't get no cheeks.
But that
No
was.
cheeks.
But that was.
But no, listen, that's what I'm saying.
That was already 10
me
minutes of
finish.
discussion.
No, that did. I had to talk about men first before I even spoke about women, because I spoke about women in general. Then I spoke about you specifically. But when I spoke about men, so you can understand that we all have to elevate, right? But it just so happens to be that men were simple creatures. We fall in love with our eyes, right? Women fall in love with their ears, so a man can display other characters. He could elevate in other areas just because you're complex creatures. You like so many different things in guys, but we only like really one thing in a woman.
That's
when it comes
looks.
to attraction, that's looks. So I'm saying that I'm looking at you and I'm saying, you know what? You could hit the gym.
Can I say something?
That's a positive thing. But now let's reverse it. Let me get your answer real quick. If a man was at home in his mom's basement, 34 years old, he had no job, and he was eating cereal all day
What
and
kind of
playing
cereal?
video games. Fruity Pebbles, of course. And sometimes Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops be trash. Let's give this nigga Lucky Charms.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Lucky Charms. Next.
Okay.
So he ate cereal. No motivation, but he said, I want a bad chick. I deserve a bad chick. What would you say to that man that's in his mom's basement, 34 years old, with no job, playing video games and eating cereal?
No car,
What
no
would you
license.
say? Would you say that man has to self-improve in a lot of areas?
Yeah.
Got it. Now look at you. 34-year-old virgin, never been married, never met a man that you even wanted to marry.
That's not true.
But you met the man that you wanted to marry, but he didn't get on one knee. So that means that you couldn't lock the man down even when you met him. So that means that, well,
I
we
don't
look
think
at
that
it.
has anything to do with me.
Listen, we look at it. Women grant sex, men grant relationships. If the man didn't grant you the relationship from the only man that you wanted, well, that means that you need to improve on something.
Can I say that?
I just don't.
You have to take accountability,
I take accountability,
but you're
I
not.
don't-
You're
but-
running from the accountability.
No, I'm not. I'm not running from the accountability.
Well, I
I'm
just
saying
wanted
that
to say-
I'm trying to say that every situation is not the same.
I know it's not, but just like you.
And reason number 6. She just sat here and listened to an intellectual man speak. And she gonna respond to him as if she just ate, saying that every situation is not the same. As if he doesn't already know that. Man, this is unfortunate. This is unfortunate. She's doing herself a disservice by not understanding certain things, and at the same time deciding that she's going to stay celibate until marriage. Typically, the type of women that save themselves from marriage and have success in finding a man that will hold them down and put a ring on their finger, typically those type of women are supposed to have a certain type of understanding and mindset that will get them through those hard times. Prime example, a woman that I used to date, this was probably 6 years ago. She was around 23 at that time. She should be around 29 or 30 now. I just saw on Facebook not 2 weeks ago that she's engaged to be married. And this is someone who was celibate in the church, Christian, saving herself for marriage. I knew she had the mindset and understanding of what it took to be the type of person that she needed to be to attract the type of man that she wanted. It didn't work out for us because she was looking for a man that was also Christian. And I myself was even willing to wait. But because I wasn't in the church and a Christian as she was, it wasn't something that was going to work out for her.
Would see that 34-year-old man that's a virgin living in his mom's basement but claiming he wants a bad chick.
One area of my life.
Well, that's the area that men are attracted to.
He's broke. He doesn't have a job. He's
We don't
living in
care.
his mom's
Men don't care
basement.
about him.
Like that's a
I know, but
compounded
listen.
situation.
Men don't care about women's money. Men don't care about women's competence. Men don't care about women's money. We don't care about women's competence. We don't care about women's height. We don't care about all the things that you care about in a man. Attraction isn't symmetrical, it's asymmetrical. So you became the man that you want. You got a good job, you're doing things and all these type of things, but you became the man that you want. So all these other guys that you're meeting...
He said tall. Bro, she didn't become tall on purpose. Like that.
They don't qualify for you. But the only guy that did meet your standards, guess what? You didn't qualify for him. So we're just saying that you can elevate on the beauty aspect because we're simple. We want cheeks. We want the waist to be blickety-blow.
I have a question for you, men.
Sure.
Now, I don't really know how old you guys are, but if you
35, 34.
Okay.
I'm 34.
So if you guys met someone, they don't have to be like in like the same age as you or anything like that. But if you guys met a woman and she was deciding to make the same commitment that this beautiful woman right here has been choosing to make, to stay a virgin and, you know, really find the right man, like, would you guys even consider trying to like talk and pursue something with someone?
Go ahead. You're fine.
Would you guys try to pursue and talk to somebody who is willing to wait that long?
Oh,
or would
like
you?
her?
Yeah, like how do you guys
34
think about?
years?
Well, let's say you met her, you know,
When she was
not
younger.
34 years ago. Let's say you met her when you guys were 20, 25. Like, would you guys even consider
I see what
giving
you're
her a
saying.
chance?
Yeah, like,
you know, like maybe you
would
guys
we
can
get
wait.
with the chick that was waiting for marriage?
Yes.
I would say if that girl is a virgin, that's a great thing. Yeah, like if.
But is
well,
it like
waiting-
something that you guys aren't willing to really wait for because you're so addicted to, you know?
No,
Sex
I
or
mean,
something?
ease. You would wait for a chick if she was a virgin
Yeah,
and she was bad. Your type.
If I met a chick that was a virgin, that was my type, and she said that I'm not gonna have sex until we got married, and especially if she likes me and she doesn't height shame me, yeah, I would marry her. To be honest with you, I would
Yeah.
like to get married, but I'm scared to get married because a lot of marriages end, and usually it's the women that are divorcing men. So
It's just like I told y'all with the one woman that I dated. She was 100% my type, and I was willing to wait. It's just what it is.
I'm actually scared to get married, but I would love to get married and live happily ever after. But it's just not the way it is. But to answer your question, yes.
And generally, I would say most men will, because men, we seek out purity. So, like, why do you think that, like, think about what marriage is. Marriage, why the woman walks down the aisle with the white dress, because that represents virginity, purity, right? Yeah. So if a man is going to be marrying a woman, and you got to think about it from like hundreds of years ago, the family or the father gave his daughter to another family son that was they respected that family, and that man had a good future for him, and he could provide a good future for his daughter. So it's like, oh, I have a virgin for you, and your son can have this virgin. Now let's trade and make deals. That's kind of how they did things, because the virginity in a woman is very valuable. So it's good that she held on. Like I said, it's respectable, but for 34 years, it isn't respectable because you're doing something wrong. You can't attract the man and retain the man that you want. So obviously you're lacking in certain traits, and which is okay. You know what I'm saying? That's totally fine. She should click the link in my bio. I do coaching. I help her out. Should be good. But anyways, any other questions on this topic for you? I know you wanted to say a few things, so right?
It's interesting. I feel like everyone has an interesting perspective, and I feel like I understand where she's coming from. Like, it's a sensitive topic. Like, before I even got into bodybuilding, I was heavier before I got into the gym. But if I didn't take that moment to self-reflect and realize that I needed to work on myself and feel better about myself, I was never going to like attract good, positive, vibes in my life.
Yeah.
But like, you just, whatever you're...
You attract the bottom feeders.
Exactly.
Like, you attract the dudes that can't get any girls.
And Taryn's great, and she's over here saying that she wants, someone who's tall, handsome, wealthy, and everything.
But then what does that man get in return? Yeah.
Yeah.
Taryn, you good? You coming back on, or are you going to leave?
Yeah, I just need to not look like this.
Okay, got you. No worries. Take your time.
No, but I definitely understand, like, when I was heavier and not really working on myself at a point in my life, it's not like I was getting all this attention. Obviously, now that I work on myself,
you see the attention. And the quality of guys are better.
Yeah, that's correct.
Exactly.
It's a thing. And also with me like working on myself, actively working on like being a healthier, like the healthiest version of myself.
Feel better.
I feel better.
Yeah.
I look better, and I'm obviously attracting better. It's just it's all in what you're putting out is what you attract.
Bree, you was gonna say something, right?
Well, I was just gonna say I
Yeah.
relate to you because I said I used to be bigger. Now that I've lost weight and I've focused on my body and I eat better, people really do come around. Like, it actually made me really sad because I was like, wow, But I also did attract different people when I was bigger as well. I feel like a lot of the people that I attracted when I was bigger were genuinely there for my personality, 100%. Like they really
Now I got a question
accepted and
because
loved me.
Real quick before you get to that, and I just want to finish this topic real quick. Chat, just pay attention to what just transpired. It's funny because before the podcast started, you was here the last time someone cried.
Yeah.
And you said that, I hope no one cries this time. And then you even said that, I don't think anyone is going to cry. I said, nah, probably will. Who knows when the conversation gets going. And it's funny how these two young ladies, you're 19, how old are you?
23.
23. You lost 30 pounds.
50.
50
I
pounds.
used to be 186. I'm now
That's-
less than 140.
That's amazing.
Right.
And
In
you
like
said that
2-3
you were
years.
on a journey as well.
Yeah.
And both of you ladies are in shape because
Thank
you
you.
went from somewhere and then you lost weight. And you confirmed that, one, most importantly, I felt better about myself.
Right.
But secondly is I feel the thing is I'm healthier, truthfully. And then the third thing is I was able to attract more quality men. And that's exactly what I told her. But she couldn't understand that. And you two are prime examples of it. Like you literally switched some things up in your life, started working out, and things went better for you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you can't sit back and think that you're a 10. Because there's always
There's always room
there's
for
al-
improvement.
There's,
Always.
exactly. There's always
Even
room
if you're
for improvement.
perfect model.
There's always room for improvement.
And she thought I was coming at her. I was speaking, and it's the thing, right? Like, when it comes to this, I was speaking to the queen in her. Like, all human beings, we got the fool in us, or the king or the queen in us. Like, the man, he has a fool in him, but he also has a king in him. And that woman should always speak to the king in him. A woman has a fool in her, but she also has a queen in her. Me speaking to the fool in her would have been, you just as good as you are. Those guys are the problem.
At the end of it, I think between Coley and I, we made a good amount of valid points in regards to this woman and her situation and trying to find a suitable partner that will take her serious at her ripe old age of 34 for a woman that's still a virgin. But anyway, y'all leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. See you.